All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my space. Welcome to Mondays with Michele. I am so excited for today. I cannot tell you all how much I am excited for this. Oh, I've got to share this.
Yeah, let me see if I got to share it too. Let me see. Is it happening for me over here? Let's see.
There
Refresh
we are.
that page.
There we
Refresh,
are.
refresh. Refresh, refresh.
That's not, I did the wrong thing. Oh, guys,
Me
sorry.
too.
You've got to be patient with my tech ability. Okay. So if you're here, I see people are already joining us. So hi, Denise. Welcome. And
I'm sharing it to my page right now.
okay,
Sorry.
wonderful.
Mm-mm. All right. Shared it there. I feel successful. And now I'm turning that off
Yes.
completely and coming back to Michele completely. Thank you.
Yay. Okay. All right. Now I've shared mine too. I'm successful. Now I'm here with the beautiful Lisa, with Denise, with Lori. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Okay. So I am being joined on Mondays with Michele today with a beautiful soul. I call her, she's an alchemist extraordinaire, in my opinion. And so I give you Lisa Starr Francis, who is going to give us a little insight into, she's going to tell us who she is. And there we go.
Wow, who am I? Hi, I am Lisa Starr Francis. I am Michele's dear friend. That's who I am. I'll say that first. I am Michele's dear friend. And I am a lifelong adventurer in the pursuit of what God is and how to have my own God experience. And I've been on that trip since I was a very young girl. I did consider myself to be, um, I went from church to church. I've always been a seeker. So I would say I'm a lifelong seeker and a mystic. And I had a mystical experience, um, during grief. And through that mystical experience, this whole system has systematically appeared.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that. And I mean, we'll get to this in a minute, but the fact that this incredible gift, not only for you, but for the world, came to you at a time of deep grief is so beautiful to me, because you know how much I work with grief, and I think it's important that we honor our grief and that we learn how to grieve. We're not really taught how to grieve properly. It's just like, okay, you have this amount of time, get over it, move on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to talk about you and I for just a minute, but first I want to say we said hello to Denise and Lori. Shirley's here. Shirley says hi, Lisa. Lily says hi, Michele and Lisa. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining
Hi.
us. Okay, so I was first exposed to Lisa Starr Francis in, I think it was 2016. Oh, it had to be 2016. It was November. It was in Boulder, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I was there working. I had a table at Colette Baron Reed's beautiful event that she had. And Lisa and her, hi, Francis, her beautiful husband, Errol, who, if you guys don't know Errol Starr Francis, you got to find him, because he is light. Like, that's all I can say about Errol. Like, if you need light, Errol's the light. So back to this. So I met them there. Very, they were wonderful. I didn't have a lot of interaction because we were doing the workshop. I was working, all of that. But fast forward to July of 2017, we were in Orlando at Oracle Palooza, my first
Mhm.
Oracle Palooza that I worked. And Lisa and Errol were there doing the workshop, and Errol was performing with Colette. So one night they're doing this, Colette's doing her mediumship, and Errol's Colette saying all this stuff, and nobody's really validating it. And then Lisa goes, I think it might be Errol's grandma, whatever. And I just remember, I don't know why, but that is just like emblazoned in my memory. So the next day, I'm leaving early, and I'm packing up, and I just keep getting this nudge that I've got to give this certain thing. And let me tell you, I didn't have anything left really. I That was such a great Oracle Blues. I sold out of everything like that.
Yay.
And yeah, it was fantastic. And so I didn't have a lot left, but I kept being told that I needed to give Lisa something. So I'm like, okay, well, what, you guys know what I have. What do you want me to give her? And they told me. So I got the package ready, and I told my family, I'll be back in a minute. I got to go do something. I ran down to to the ballroom, and right then, right when I got to the hallway, Lisa was coming in from outside. She had been outside, and I said, I don't know why, but I need to give this to you. I hope it helps, whatever, you know. And that was really my first connection with Lisa. And so anyway, I loved it because it was very intuitive. Then God had more plans for us, and we became friends, and as couples we became friends in Austin the next year. My helper had to leave early, and my husband was supposed to be my helper. But Errol happened to be at my table selling his, CD. And he and my husband started talking, and boy, my helper just went away. Romance began, and that was that. Anyway, and we've been beloved friends since. And so I knew that Lisa was working on her deck. I knew that. And then in 2019 in San Diego, I was so blessed to be gifted a beta deck notebook. She just
Nope.
she gave it to me, and I immediately fell in love with it. So I want you guys to see, this is the box. Okay.
Because now it's not a beta deck. It has a box. It didn't have a box
No,
before.
the beta deck did not have a box. I just put it in a beautiful green organza bag. That's what my original deck lives in. But this is the real deck now. The Word Oracle Alchemy System. Okay, so it's got this beautiful box. It's got this beautiful guidebook, and here is the deck. That I just have to tell you guys, okay? Just look at those colors. And I'm a very tactile person. So if a deck doesn't feel good in my hands, I won't use it. It doesn't matter how much I was like drawn to the pictures or whatever. If it doesn't feel good in my hands, it's a goner, because that's everything to me. This is the best deck for me. It shuffles like butter. It feels so good. It's the perfect weight, everything. Okay.
Excellent.
So I was gifted that, and I've been playing with it for years. And I played with it without a guidebook, without really any formal instruction from Lisa. I just played with it.
Hmm.
So, Lisa, tell if you share how you came up with the deck, whatever you want to share about it.
All right, we're going to have a fast story because really we want to do some readings with the
That's
deck.
right.
So the deck, um, I didn't plan to make a deck. So that is the first thing I want to say. I was never making a deck. I would never think I was capable of such a thing. The deck came about because I was doing paintings. Like, I'll just grab one. This is a painting, and I would dot and I would write the Ho'oponopono phrases on it. And I had like 60 of these at a time. I would go out, people would choose a painting. I would give a reading from a painting. They would take the painting home, and I would make new paintings. So it was over the years, that's what I was doing. So if you were to say to me as a psychic, you're going to build a deck, I would think that's impossible because what I'm doing is so one off, one off. It was very personal. So I had no intention of building a deck. My guides for sure knew I had no intention. So they took me on a long and sordid journey, which I will say 5 years of time went into the deck becoming what it is. So every card on the deck has a list of words on one side and a unique painting on the other side. And the list of words took me 18 months working on them every single day. It was a very long process. I didn't know why I was making lists of words because I didn't use words in my other way of reading. So I didn't understand what the words were about. But my guides did tell me that I'd be teaching a workshop. And so I was comfortable. It was once I finished everything and I was like, I'm ready to book a room at the Holiday Inn and do a workshop. I'm ready. Within 5 minutes, they said, it's not a workshop, it's a deck, and there's more work to do. And then more work began. So the whole thing has been me just living by grace. I use the name in my personal life, by grace go I, because I'm living under a covenant with God to live by grace. And so the deck has come through this entire process of me surrendering into the Ho'oponopono process to paint and for all of this. So for sure, I am delivering messages and I am an intuitive, I am a mystic, but I'm not doing really anything. And that's really the credo that I want to say is I'm not really doing anything. And the reason that Michele is able to work with the cards right from the get-go is because she works with spirit and spirit works with her. And when she has something that feels good in her hands, spirit will talk to her through that. And that's just the way that I think it works. And so she has the book now, and I doubt she'll really ever use the book much. Just because, but over the time, how the deck came to me, even how the layouts came, there are in that little book, there's just one card pulls to make it really simple. And then in the full set, there are big layouts. And those layouts were basically given to me in an instant. I knew how the layout worked and I knew all about it. I didn't know a moment before, but then I knew. So this is how the whole thing has been for me. And often I've wanted to rush ahead, but many times I've been stalled for many reasons, and usually because spirit has something new to deliver that hasn't yet come. So eerily, in 2020, when I did launch the deck and thought that was the year I would start to sell it. And I did my first teaching class in January of that year. I think it was in April of that year that Colette came and did a Facebook Live with me. And in that thing, she innocently says in one little sentence, which really stood out for me when I listened back, I said, you can do this many layouts. And she said, and many more things. And I realize now that that was spirit saying to me, you're not done with what is coming, like what else this deck does. It hasn't shown you everything yet. So today, when we do the cards, it is going to show us something a little bit new about itself. So Michele's going to use it intuitively as she does, and I'm going to use it in a bit of a takeoff of one of the new ways the deck has revealed itself to work and work really well. So it's something I've been doing for a year with people testing, and now I'm going to bring it out this year for sure. So,
oh my gosh, and you guys, I am so excited that you guys get to experience this, because I mean, I think when things come just like that, like there's zero intention. Same thing with my product line. Like that's why I call myself the accidental aromatherapist. If somebody would have told me even 3 or 4 months before I started my product line that I would have a product line, I would have looked at them like they had 5 eyes and said, you are you're loony. No way.
mm-hmm.
It was bigger than me. It
Right.
wasn't me. I had no intention. I didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to start this business." And it came through me just like this deck came through you. And I
Right.
think that is one of the beautiful things. Lisa, before we get started, I want you to clarify quickly, if you can, what the Ho'opono is.
Oh,
Ho'oponopono
okay.
is for people who may not know.
Ho'oponopono was a thing that I was personally doing because at the time of my life, the grief was so deep, and no practice that I had used over the 30 years of my life in many mystical ways, nothing I had used was working for me. And I knew when you're in deep grief, you have to find gratitude and you have to have faith. And nothing was doing it for me. But when I did Ho'oponopono, just doing the mantra, which is basically Ho'oponopono in English is I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. So doing those 4 sentences, I did find a sense of I felt a stillness in my heart. I felt something. So I continued to do that mantra every day. And because I have a very chatty mind, most of the time, if I said thank you, thank you, thank you, and didn't leave a space between, no thought could get in. But a lot of times when I would be doing it, stuff was coming in. So it was at that point that I tried to do an old practice where I drew a spiral freehand, and it didn't work for me. I didn't feel anything. So then I tried to dot it, and that didn't do it. But then one day I dotted a spiraling heart, and by the time I was done that, I felt something in my body. So I continued to do a spiraling heart, dotting it as I said my mantra, and nothing could get in because I was busy. And through that, one day I just put paint behind it because it was plain paper. And then I started buying little canvases and painting them, and then later dotting on them. I did not know I was building cards that was going to be for other people. I did not know that, but that is how it really, truly began with the Ho'oponopono. What else did I want to say? What did I want to say that was important? Oh, yes. Word alchemy. That's what I call the practice, word alchemy. And of course, it's a new thing. It comes through. I've got no information. I'm like, how do I tell people they need word alchemy? Like, why would you need it? Like, what is it and why would you need it? So basically what it is it's allowing us to unspell ourselves, because every word that we've ever heard or used came to us from someplace else. And those words were built with intentions, and intentions are spells. So there's every word that you use has a spell on it. And until you unspell the spell and put the spell on it that you want on it, it is primarily working the spell of someone else. So word alchemy is about being able to take care of that word by word. That's really what it's about. But to us who use words ordinarily every single minute, chitty chat, we don't really look at words as the powerful spell makers that they are. So we need a litmus test is what I came up with yesterday. I had a thing going on for about a week. And yesterday when I was I'm taking a class with Aisha Ophelia, who I also met at that very same retreat with you in November of 2016. She was also working at it for Colette. So she's teaching this great alchemy algorithm course. And it was in the course yesterday. Whatever she was saying, I suddenly heard litmus test. So then I'm looking it up, and I just realized, okay, I need to create that. That's what I'm creating, a litmus test that tells you, why do you need it? I'm not going to convince you. You're going to do the litmus test, which is what you would do if you stuck the little paper in the thingy. So you're going to stick a word in your mind. So the litmus test that I shared yesterday is just this: to take the word have, and to say to yourself, today I'm going to pay attention to the word have. I'm going to notice how I use it, how often I use it, whether I'm saying it out loud or in my head. I'm going to pay attention. How often am I using that word? Number one. Then I'm going to look at, what did I attach it to? Did I say I have fun, or did I say I have a headache? And then at the end of the day, you're going to assess, how often do I use the word have? Because have is a positive word. If you're using it, that's a great word. You're saying you have it. It's a great word to use. But if you're attaching it to your highest ideals, then it is great. If you're attaching it to things like I have a headache, I have pain, I have money problems. If you notice you're attaching it to those kind of things, then you need to do word alchemy. That's your litmus test. That's just one of them. So I have a list of words that are going to be that I'm going to start to share with people so that you can litmus test yourself. Because the thing that my guides are really always telling me, despite all of the worldly stuff, they tell me that word alchemy is for everyone. But you need to know it's for you. And my job is not to convince you. Your job is to, I've been told from the beginning that you'll know if it's for you. I just need to give you a litmus test so you can tell for yourself and decide for yourself, because I'm not here to convince anybody to do it. I'm just here to share that, hey, Spirit brought through me this system and it will actually work, as crazy as that seems. So.
And that's what we're here for today, is to share with people how this beautiful system of yours works, right? Mm-hmm. And okay, so what we need to know, correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa, we need to know if you want a reading, and whoever wants a reading that's live is going to get 2 readings. They're going to get a reading from me with using Lisa's deck the way that I use it. And then you're going to get a very personalized custom reading from Lisa that's gorgeous. So we will need...
I just learned how to turn on the comments. I didn't even know people were commenting. Oh, hi, everybody that said hi to me. I feel like I'm not all that technically inclined, but I'm trying.
All right. So Melanie would like a reading. Denise would like a reading.
Okay, so if
Lily. Okay.
Who are we gonna start with? Tell me that.
We're gonna start with Melanie because she was first to say that.
Okay, Melanie. And Melanie. So Melanie, I want to do something with your letters of your name, but I'm only going to use 2 letters. If you know anything about numerology, in numerology, they would look at the front letter of your name and the very last letter of your name, and they would say that those are foundational letters. So by the same principle, my system works with the letters in your name in that same strategy. So I'm going to use the M and the Y because I can see your first and last name. And what I want you to write in the comments is 2 things I need you to do for me. Is I need you to write, you're going to have a choice of 4 colors. It's either going to be gold, purple, green, or orange. I want you to pick one color, and I also want you to pick a number between 1 and 21, please.
Okay, so Lisa, let's repeat those colors. Gold, orange, purple. Gold, purple,
green, and orange.
And orange. Okay, so everybody that said, I've got Melanie, Denise, Lily, Shirley, Lori, and Francis. If anybody else is on and wants a card, please put it in the comments. But for those of you that I just named, please state the color you want: gold, purple, green, orange, right? Okay. Of those 4, gold, purple, green, or orange, pick one color, and then a number between what?
1 and 21, please.
1 and 21.
Okay.
So if everybody can put that in, then we can see what you want.
Right. Yeah, because it's going to take me a minute because I have to get the cards out, because it's not like pulling cards. Now I'm looking for specific cards for each person.
Yeah. And so I'm going to start with Melanie. So, and then we'll do Denise. So
okay.
Order. Melanie, Denise. I'm Melanie, Denise, Lily, Shirley, Lori, and Francis. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Melanie, so first of all, when I was starting to tune into you, I just saw this flash of girls. And I don't know if it's two girls or, but it's girls. So I don't know if you can tell me about, or where those two girls are. Is it you and another girl? Do you have two girls? Are there two girls associated with you? But it feels like there's adventures to be had with these girls, but for some reason, like you're holding back or you're not allowing yourself. I'm not sure, okay, what that is, but this is the card that I pulled for you. Okay, this gorgeous, gorgeous card. And the first thing that I noticed, I mean, there's so much orange, so much pink and red, but I saw blue. Blue was the first thing that popped up for me. And so that's all about communication and throat chakra. Okay. So to me, it's like you're not you're not being honest with yourself. There needs to be, you need to clean up some communication with yourself. Okay. And then there's all these words on the back. So what I do is I just go and then I close my eyes and then I open and temper. Temper is what I landed on right here. Temper. Okay. And so to me, this doesn't mean like my initial thought was not temper like anger. It's like tempering like you're tempering yourself. You're holding yourself back. You're not listening to yourself. Okay. So Melanie, that's that. Lisa, are you ready for her reading or should I go to Denise now?
Yeah, I can go with her.
Okay.
I'm going to go with her because I don't want to sit with it. I'm just getting the other word. One more.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, because I just want to go with what's really coming fast and not
Excellent.
labor it. Okay, so the thing that I'm working with is called your name code. So every card, every letter that's in your alphabet, every letter that's in your name from the alphabet represents something about your journey and the kind of soul agreements that you made. So we're only talking about your first and last letter, and we're only talking about them in relation to the color gold and what the gold cards are associated with. So the gold cards are this group. All the cards have gold and what I call opalescence, which is a sparkling white color. So all of these cards represent for all of us. This is the connection to the divine. This is where we go into the quiet and divine ideas are shared with us. This is about our connection to the divine. So that's what you picked to get your information about today. And this first card is called Divine Ideas Grow Like Seeds. Some tending is required. And the word I got for that is meditate. So you're being asked to meditate on this idea that you made an agreement that in which you understood that the ideas that come to you when you're in connection with the divine, so the divine ideas, those things that come to you when you're in your quiet time, they do require some tending to bring them to life. They aren't just going to come to life. And you're asked to meditate on that and look at yourself and if there's places where there was a good idea and you didn't tend it and you know you didn't, they're saying forgive yourself on that point, because most of us, the reason that this is coming out through the cards, the reason they gave the name code is because most of us, the reason we don't honor all of the soul, these are the things we wanted to open these gifts. You wanted to plant seeds and tend them. You wanted to do that. What happened was someone stamped out on that at some point or another, which would mean we wouldn't follow every seed. We would be less likely to follow our seeds if that's the kind of agreement we have. So they're just saying, meditate on that idea. And if you find places in your life where you know, oh, I wasn't doing it, know now, because you know about it, even hearing about it, it somehow starts to clean out whatever is clogging that. And the system I have really does clean out those clogs. And but for sure, even hearing about the idea and connecting with it on any level opens the clog. If you've ever read the Gene Keys, it's like that. When you read the first time, it opens the memory within us. So the memory of that agreement is within you. I don't really specifically know what that means to you in your life journey, but I have an overview of what each of these agreements might mean in someone's journey. So they just give me examples. And then the Y agreement is, that's your last letter. And and the other thing is you didn't just get divine ideas to grow like seeds. This card here calls itself dreaming the dreams of the divine. Dreaming the dreams of the divine. And that is something that you're meant to do, is to dream the dreams of the divine. And then the word you got with this is year end. So it's like as if they want you to take an inventory of how many of these dreams of the divine that you have dreamt about. And of course, any dream of the divine is going to be a dream where you, and these are waking dreams. These aren't necessarily dreams. These are like the things where you're dreaming the dreams of the divine. Well, that's when you wish well to anyone. When you wish well upon anyone, you are dreaming the dreams of the divine. So if you send kind thoughts and things like that to other people, you are in fact dreaming the dreams of the divine. It doesn't have to be anything big. Dreaming the dreams of the divine is actually showing love to one another, because that's the divine dream right there. And so year end says, just take a little stock of that and give yourself credit for the places that you've done it, and give yourself forgiveness for any times that you may not have done it. Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Lisa, can you hold those two cards up side by side? Because something, the white on both of those cards look like wings to me. And I think it's so interesting that, I don't know what that means, but immediately I'm like, those are angel wings, which is a lot about the message. So beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I hope that was good for you, Melanie.
And Melanie says, I love that. Divine inspiration reminds me of. That is such a great thing. Okay, and so then we have Denise. And where is Denise here? Let me find it right here. Lisa, I'm going to put it up here. She wants gold 13. And anybody else that wants a card that's on? I see more people. So if you want a personalized reading, you're going to get 2 today. I mean, how special is that, right? Okay, Denise, here we go. Gosh, I don't know why, but I'm feeling stuff on the right side. I don't know if you're having issues on your right side, Denise, but it's feeling like there's stuff going on the right side. And that's our masculine. The right side represents the masculine in the future. So, like, what step are you afraid to take? I feel like there's a step you need to take and you're afraid to take it. And it's because you can't see the whole thing. But we all want to know the whole thing, right? We all want to know the whole thing. But unfortunately, we don't. We just take a step and then another step and then another step. But I'm hearing just take the first step, and it can even be a baby step. Like don't put parameters on how big of a step it's got to be. Okay? But it's time to take the step. So whatever this is, like honor that you're afraid. Like that's what I do when I'm afraid. I don't go, "Oh, don't be afraid." I go, "I understand why you're afraid." But, when my kids were little, it's so funny because my son was invited to join I homeschooled, and he was invited to join a high school pit band. And he wanted to, but he didn't want to. And I said to him, "Why don't you want to?" I'm like, tell me why. And he goes, I'm afraid. And I said, well, unfortunately, you know the rule in our house. If we don't do something simply because of fear, we have to try it. And so he tried it. And I mean, he ended up meeting his best friend, which was wonderful. But so we want to honor our fear, but we don't want to let it stop us. So here's the card I pulled for you. And the pink is what just like flew out at me. And I love that because when we're afraid, our hearts constrict. So the more that you can soften your heart and open it, the better. Okay. And the word um, is wonkishness. Wonkishness. I'm not even sure what is that? Like wonky being wonky? Like, and that's the thing, Denise, you might be wonky on this path. The first step might feel wonky. The 15th step might feel wonky, but if you keep going, it won't feel wonky and then it'll feel really good. So I hope that helps, Denise. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to the alchemist extraordinaire now, Lisa. And
Uh,
Lori says she's torn between gold and green. That's fine, Lori. You've got a couple people to go. Lily, you're up next.
all right. So this is Denise. Denise, these are your two cards. All right. And the first card, this one here, the D card, is called soft and safe. And the word is duet. So I'm going to say to you, this is an agreement that you were coming here, and no matter what, you were agreeing to know that life could be soft and you could be safe, soft and safe. You were agreeing to that. Now, I'm going to say you may have had circumstances in your life where that really wasn't even the case, because often when we have these agreements, we also have challenges therewith. So if it's not true for you that you haven't felt soft and safe, the word duet is the word with this. And basically, it's saying if you haven't up until now, that's what I'm hearing, or if you do, whatever way it is for you, soft and safe for you is a duet with the divine. So you can always feel soft and safe. You can always say all is well, and so it is. And you can actually imagine putting your hand into the hand, a golden hand, and know that all is well, because that's an agreement. And even if you haven't been able to know that all is well, you can know that all is well. You have the agreement within you. It is the foundation of your name rests on that. So, but it does rest in the fact that you are soft and safe, not because you are your own hero, but because you're in a duet with the divine. So that is what they want to say about that card. Okay. And this card here is called the truth is most often dictated by personal perception. Truth is most often dictated by personal perception. And this card is really layered with lots of different shapes and ideas to give us, yes, truth is always going to be dictated by people's personal perception. All of our truths are different. That's the dance of life, and it's part of the beauty. And the thing about this is there's stress. There's stress when you don't remember that your truth is able to be your truth and other people's truth is able to be their truth. And to remember that truths that aren't the same as ours, if you're meeting up with obstacles like that in your life, which lots of us have since 2020, lots of us have met this very obstacle about personal perception, where our personal perception or that of someone else has, caused us stress, caused us deep stress. Because we had that personal, someone's personal perception collided with ours, and then it couldn't be nice. So they're really saying to you, even things like that, if that happens around you where someone's truth is rubbing up against you, just actually be where you are and go, oh, I am soft and safe. And imagine a golden hand and put your hand in it and be okay. Be okay. because you are okay, because you made the agreement. And this agreement here, actually, people who have this agreement here, this agreement is about being able to allow your truth to be so spacious that there's room for the truths of others. That's what this card is about. So
I love that. I love what a great message. I mean, they're all good messages, but I love that blue card there. And Denise says, I'm contemplating working on my electrical outlet. LOL. I have no choice. I'll get it done. Thank you, Michelle and Lisa. I love this. Love, love, love this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Denise. We appreciate it. Okay, Lily is next. So Lily knows gold in 18. And Lily, I'm getting to your reading, but Teresa wants a card. Teresa, can you pick a color, please? So it's gold, purple, green, or orange, one of those colors, and a number between 1 and 21. And if you're here and you want a card, let us know. All right, Lily. So, Lily, immediately I felt your hands. So, your hands are essential to you, like they're everything. Now, and this is not the case with everybody. I mean, every single human releases and receives energy through their hands and feet. We all do. So our hands are hugely important. Plus, they help us do everything all through the day. Your hands are like your lifeline. That's what I'm feeling. And I know you paint and you do all sorts of things with them, but it's more than that. Like they are literally your antenna, your conduit to the divine. And so we want to make sure that your hands are open and that you're taking care of them. So what I'm feeling is like they need to be soaked in some beautiful salts, some salt water. Of course, I'd recommend my naked, but you know how to find good salt. So you want to be soaking your hands and then massage. You want to be massaging them and opening up the flow. Okay. So the card that, oh, look at this gorgeous card. And the red is what really stood out to me. And the interesting thing is, I didn't say this before, but when I saw the red, I remembered that your hands are like your grounding force. Like for most of us, it's our, from our tailbone down to our feet. That's our grounding force. Your hands are your grounding force. And our hands can be very grounding, right? But for you, it's like this is your grounding force. So you've got to get grounded with your hands and really just love on them. Love on them. When I used to do hair, I also did nails when I worked at the salon. And I had such a huge following, not because I was very talented with nails, let me tell you, but I did the most terrific hand massage and people loved it. And so, because somehow intuitively back, 30 years ago, whatever, I knew the importance of our hands. So, what can you do to love on your hands? Okay. And then, oh, the word, I love this action, action right there. Action is the word. So keep taking action for your hands. Okay, Lily, I'm going to pass you over to Lisa for your beautiful reading. Thank
Okay, Lily, here we go. Lily's got the card that all the girls saw different things in this card. Okay.
Oh, no, I was wondering if it would come up. Okay.
Okay, so I just want to say that I was painting these cards in a very spiritual process. So it was very shocking to me that people started to see things within these cards that I had never intended. I mean, I probably could have sold these cards as a different sort of deck. Anyways, this is your card, Lily. This is your L card, and this is your Y card. So we've already seen the Y card, but the L card is the first letter, and this is the last letter in the name Lily Ruby. So this card, Lily, the card is called Spreading Deeply Loving Signals. Okay, spreading deeply loving signals. And it basically means that you agreed to spread happy around. That's basically what the agreement was. You came here with the idea that you're fully opening the gift of being the one who spreads happy around. That's what you were here to do. The word I got with that is loaded. So I'm going to say you've been loaded with experiences that would make that a little difficult for you to honor that agreement. I'm just going to say that word loaded tells me it might have been difficult at times to honor this agreement. But again, they're saying it doesn't mean we can't honor it this from where we are forward. We can honor any of these things. And again, because the nature of this deck, they begin to work on us at different levels. So the moment that you accepted that you were going to let the deck talk to you, it is going to keep talking inside of you. Anyone that has any of my paintings, even from 10 years ago, will tell me they are still, it's still working on them. So I don't know why that magic is. It's not me, it's God, I'm sure. And then you have dreaming the dreams of the divine. And I'm just going to say to you that I heard Michele say that you do art and different things. So I'm going to say that that is one of the ways that you express the divine dreams is through this beauty that you create. So that you are meant to be creating. You are meant to be creating. And any time in your life that you have not been creating, if you take an inventory of any time when you were not in creation, they're using the word yellow belly to say to you that you don't feel right. You feel turned upside down when you're not doing that activity. Some activity that is creative is essential for you in order to honor this agreement where you're dreaming the dreams of the divine because you're bringing them to life. Because remember, this element of the gold and opalescence, the opalescence represents the divine giving you the idea in the silence, and the gold represents the idea of you bringing that from the invisible plane into the visible plane. And this is an agreement that you fully wanted to, this is like a gift that you fully wanted to open. I don't want to use the word like agreement, like, oh, we signed a bad agreement. It is a gift that you chose to open. It is an agreement, but the agreement is that we chose to open it as a gift. It's not meant to be a problem. It becomes a problem when people stamp on us and the gift doesn't get fully open. That's when it becomes a problem. So I hope that makes sense for you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. What a great reading. These are so insightful, and I just love how personalized they are, right? I mean, there are a few things that are as personal as our name, and I just love that. Okay, so Shirley is next, and Shirley chose purple 17.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Shirley, what is coming up for me with you is I don't know if you've been having trouble with like digestion or food lately, but it just feels like there's some sensitivities that are up. And so it's asking you to just be really mindful. And it's interesting because like I'm like, well, what does she need to cut out? And that's not what this is about. It's about just like this really heightened, uber focused awareness of how things are affecting you. And it's so that you can move that hyper focus or that really intuitive, beautiful awareness from within you to outside of you, because it's time for you to really be mindful of the pieces of life outside of you that need to go. Okay. So, that is what we have got. Does that make sense, Shirley? I don't know if that makes sense or if that helps, but it's all about you bringing your awareness. Okay. And then the card that I'm going to, it's just about that awareness of how things affect you. And it's even like being really aware of the subtlety. Okay. And this is this beautiful card. And the orange is what struck me initially. And so, what I'm going to say about that is that's all about your second chakra, your sacral chakra, which is about like enjoyment and passion and food and things like that. So be aware of that. Like I said, I don't feel like the time right now is to go, what do I need to eliminate? What do I just be aware? It's like if when you get that awareness, it'll almost dissipate. So, and this is really tied to your joy factor, Shirley, which we also want to increase. Okay. Let me say one thing, Lisa, before you get there,
Mm-hmm.
before you do, Shirley. If you guys that are on YouTube, if you could like and subscribe, that would be so wonderful. I would love, love, love it even more than I love having you guys. I mean, I love having you guys here already, but I would love that as well. So thank you. Okay, Shirley, I now pass you off to the beautiful alchemist extraordinaire, Lisa.
Okay. All right. All right, Shirley. So these are your two cards in the purple family. This is the S card and this is the G card. So the S for Shirley and the G at the end of your name. And your first card, this one here, is called Subtle Softness Exists. Even in hard places, look for it.
Holy cow.
Okay, so this card is about an agreement where you agreed to find the smallest, tiniest thing that was good in any situation. I always like to say it's like being at a party and everybody at the party doesn't speak your language and there's nothing fun about the party for you, Shirley. And in that moment, you have to look and go, oh, look at the beautiful vase on that shelf. And you find something small in that setting that you can turn your praise on so that you can amplify your aura and have a good feeling whilst in a situation where you otherwise wouldn't. So it really is about finding that way to find something good in all situations. It's the silver lining kind of thing. And the word that you have with that is still. So you can do this. And they say to me, you do this. You are practicing this. And all of us, when we hear what it is, we'll know where we failed. Because first of all, when I started to know what mine were, I could really see where I stunk at keeping the gift alive. So I'm going to say to you, you've activated this gift often, and you activate it best if you've taken time to be still. If you've taken time to be still before you go do anything, you actually can find the tiny thing. If someone's talking shit to you, you can actually find something in what they said that is somehow, you'll find one good thing. Like you'll go, maybe you didn't agree with anything, but you'll say, well, at least they could speak their mind. You'll find one thing about it and praise it. And that's what this agreement is really about. So they're telling me you're able to do it. This gift, it operates for you, but only when you remember to be still, to have the stillness that is required for that to happen. And the purple is about the head. It's about your psychic abilities. It's about clear thinking. It's about clear communication. So those are the things that are ruled by these purple cards. And then this card is your last card. And this card is called Commotion is the Potion. So once again, this is speaking about your knowing that it is the co-partnership with the divine that is actually the potion for all of us. And it is an agreement that you made that you would honor that truth, that commotion is the potion. Without the there is no potion, or the potion won't last. So it's like that. And the word that you have with that is gauge. So that's how you need to gauge things. When you're doing something, you have to think to yourself, do I think I'm doing this alone? Because I'm supposed to be in commotion. I'm supposed to be in commotion. I'm not supposed to be in motion. I'm supposed to be in commotion. And then when you do that, that's the right gauge for you. So that's how you honor and keep that gift open, is what I'm going to say. So I hope that is.
Wow. can I just say, Lisa, I don't know if anybody else is like astounded at this, but I just am loving, 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 and so in awe of how much the message I'm giving coincides with the card's message. It's like
Right.
phenomenal. And
Right. And the card you pulled for her, I just wanted to say you made a comment about joy. She needs joy. And that card is actually named Joy is Built One Bubble at a Time. That's the name of the card.
okay, so I mean, this is phenomenal. And I think what I love and why I'm really saying bringing this up is because this just shows the power of this deck, right? The power of this deck. It's so beautiful. And it's such a different way of using oracle cards that is transformative and freeing and anyway, I love them. That's why I use them all the time. Okay, I got to share what Lily said. Wow, for both of you, grounding through my hands is interesting. I actually ordered some yarn and hooks to try crocheting after decades because I felt I needed to use my hands even more than I have been. I do feel out of sorts if I'm not creating. I was not supported in that for years, and now it's how I spend most of my time. Thank you, Michelle and Lisa. Much to contemplate. I love that, Lily. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm just going to say, love on your hands, love all over your hands. And Shirley says, thank you so much. It all makes sense. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
So Lori is next. Lisa, Lori Smith. Okay.
Lori Smith.
Now she put good here, and I'm using this because she wants green 5. She was going between gold and green, and she couldn't
Okay.
decide. Initially, she said gold, but she landed on green. So it's green 5.
Green
Lori.
5. Okay. Lori.
So Lori, the thing that came to me immediately when I tuned into your energy, you know, in just a bit ago, is the next step. It's interesting because we talked about this with Denise and not really knowing the next step, but yours is about what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And the thing is, you keep saying, I don't know, but I feel like you do know. So the word that keeps coming to me for you is honesty. You've got to be honest with yourself about what you want. And you're not being honest because it feels too big. It feels too lofty. It feels like you don't believe in yourself enough, whatever the reason, but it's time to be honest about it. Be honest and speak it. Speak it, write it, do whatever you need to do. But it's time. And once you do that, things will get easier. Things will get easier with it and with you. Okay. So ooh, a card fell out. We've got a jumper, folks. Okay. So this is the card. Look at all that. And I'm going to say this is the orange is what I noticed again. I mean, there's so much red on this card, but the orange is what really stood out to me. And this is all about creativity and passion for you. And you have this belief, or there's some hang up about what I truly love, what lights me up, my creativity, my passion won't support me. We've got to let that go. Talk about words, you know, not being, holding us in under a spell. That's a spell that we want to undo. Okay. And the word that I see is behave. Okay. Behave. But this doesn't mean like behave like be good. This means like what I'm feeling with this is behave. Like honor you, behave with yourself, like be in that alignment instead of worrying about behaving for everybody else. You've done that your whole life. F that, F that, F that, F that, fuck that. Sorry, I had to say it. No more of that. Okay. So Lori, I hope that helps. And now I'm going to turn you over to the beautiful alchemist Lisa.
All right. So, Lori, these are your 2 cards from the green section of the deck. And this is for the L and this is for the H, your first and last letters. And this card here, Lori, it calls itself Cheerfulness is My Name. That's the foundation that you came in on. Your first, it's not the very first L in your name if you were to have your name code done, but it is a code that you've come in on. Cheerfulness is my name.
Mm.
If we do the whole code, we start with gold. We always start with gold. So I'm just saying that. But this is one of a primary, all of the foundational ones in all the colors are the 8 foundations, we'll say, of everybody's name. And yours is cheerfulness is my name. So that agreement is about, being able to wear that, and be like okay with that. And especially when the world seems cuckoo, it's really kind of hard to be the the cheerful one. But really, it's a gift that you were meant to open. So I'm sure throughout your life, you've been able to accomplish many times where you could amp up the cheerfulness because it would be an agreement in you. You may have had many experiences that were less than cheerful, but I'm sure that this is a gift that you have activated many times. And like all of our gifts, there is a way for us to actually have them fully open. But of course, everything like that takes it takes commitment to actually get them to open. I'll say that it takes daily commitment. There's a daily practice. The word that you got with this card is leisureliness. So it's so important for you to allow yourself the leisureliness of being in that space of being able to own that you have the right to be cheerful, that you came here with the cheerful gift, and you came here actually to share that with others. And there's so many things in the world that would stomp that out, but that is your gift. That is one of the gifts you have. The other one that is in this second card is called Birds of a Feather, Explore Life Together. So just know, like, even as you do something new, being cheerful, you might just be cheerful one day to these two people that are your birds of a feather. And if you're not being cheerful, they're not going to know who you are because they know you by your cheerfulness. So your birds of a feather, the cheerful ones who want to be like you, they can only recognize you when you're honoring this one. So doing this one allows you to find the birds of a feather that you are meant to explore life together with. And those are the people that make you feel most hopeful. The word is hopeful. So you're meant to find them, and you deserve to find them, and you have the right to find them. And so being cheerful leads to you finding your flock. So if you've been feeling like, I don't know who my people are, if you're authentically cheerful, your people are coming. It's undeniable. So that's what I'm going to say about that.
Wow. I love that. I love that. What a great reading again. These cards are they're so amazing to me. And they're just so, what I love about the messages are they're simple. They're not simplistic, like in a, like, oh, it's too simple. They're simple. And I think that when we're working on these hard things, when we're working on these hard things like self-improvement, like getting through grief, like getting through all the shit of life, we need simple. Simple is the ticket. So, I love that. One thing I want to say, you guys, go to lisastarrfrancis.com, okay, is her website, or lisastarrfrancis at gmail.com is her email. If you're wanting like your own reading, more of an in-depth reading, or, your own personalized thing, there are so many things that Lisa does. There's name code stuff, and
yeah, I got a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I don't know what things coming first because my guides like to keep me in suspense. I mean, I want to just say this. This is the first time that my guides have had me do a reading this way, using the cards this way in front of any people. So, and I never get a practice round, okay? I always just have to do it live. It's very,
I love that. Get out of your head for a minute.
Yeah, right? Get right out of your head because I got to be out of my head or nothing's going to come through.
Oh, look at this, what Lori says. That shakeup goes with the earthquake we had this morning. Oh my gosh. Can't make this stuff up. Cannot make this shit up.
Wowzers.
All right. Thank you for sharing that, Lori. All right. Francis wants purple 17.
Purple 17. Where is
17.
that?
Okay, Francis.
Where's
So,
Francis's name? I gotta see it. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay, I see it.
yep. So Francis, the word that came to me immediately when I wrote your name down was trust. And this is about trusting you. There's a lot of trust that you've put into things outside of you. We all do this, right? We put trust in the people around us, our family. We put trust in our job. We put trust in the government. We put trust in our communities. We put trust in all these things outside of us when actually the basis of our trust, we want it to be within us because that is the constant. All these other things can go away or not be exactly what we thought they might be, right? So it's about trusting you. Now, is there something going on at work? Is there like I don't know if it's it feels like movement. I don't know if it's a promotion. I don't know what it is, but it's all about you trusting you. You trusting you. Trusting what you know, not what you think you know or what you think you should know or any of that that's outside of you, but trusting what you know. Okay. So let me see the cards that we've got for you. Oof. My gosh, the orange and red are everything today. Okay. Now, there's so much orange on this, but the red is what I saw immediately. It flashed. And this is all about you getting more and more embodied, getting more and more embodied. And the way that we get embodied, it's kind of a two-step process. We have to connect with our emotions and honor them and feel them. And that's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. But like I say, with my, this is a phrase that I kind of created from my block therapy practice. We've got to be comfortably uncomfortable, period. Comfortably uncomfortable. So trust yourself, Francis, whatever that means. I hope that helps. And I'm going to pass you off to the alchemist extraordinaire.
All right, Francis. Okay, Francis, these are your two cards from the purple part of the deck. So, yeah, there's 104 cards in the deck. I never did say that. So, these are the two that you've chosen. This is your F for Francis. And this particular gift is the card is called Boomeranging Through the Universe. And this is the gift of knowing that we get what we give. What we send out is what comes back. And the word that you have with this is fierce. So I'm going to say that you've had to be fierce at times to keep yourself sending out the kind of thing that you wanted to receive back, because maybe you've been tested where someone's treated you shoddily, and then there's a part of us that may want to retaliate, but there's a part of you that would likely stop you from being a retaliator because you have the gift of knowing that what I put out is what comes back to me. So I would say fierce is saying you have to be fierce with this knowing and strong in this knowing to really keep honoring that and not falling. I always like to say it to my kids, like, you can't let another person's treatment bring you to their level. Like, that is not what any of us ever want to do. And you certainly came here with that being a foundational principle. It's just one of 8 for those foundation letters in your name. And your second card is the center of it all. So, this is again about knowing that the center of all of our lives is the divine. Whether we subscribe to any type of organized spirituality or not, religion or not, God, whatever we perceive that to be, the center of it all. That is, we are all actually it. We don't even exist. But that's another story. But it is really saying that you came in with the agreement that you would know that everything that you see starts at the center of it all. Like there is a center of all, there is one place from which all things are springing. It's kind of like that. And the word you got with this one is zombie like. So I'm just going to say that you're often frustrated. You're often frustrated with people because they seem zombie like to you because they don't recognize that they need to go deeper. That's what I'm going to say, is that you recognize this gift tells you you need to go deep. You always need to go deep. You need to go in. And what you notice is that while you've been more willing to try this path in your life, there's a lot of zombie like people that are not. And it is a frustration for you. And, you know, that's the kind of thing that can throw us off our gift, because we can say in our culture, I just want to be a zombie too. So that's, the danger of all of these gifts is like everything, there's an upside and a downside to it. So, I will say to you, when I did my name code, I could clearly see where I had operated and not operated the gifts that I had chosen to open. So we are all in that boat together. That's what I'm going to say. So
I love it. Thank you, Lisa. Oh my goodness. Okay. And Teresa is gold 21. If anyone else is here, I think we have time for maybe one or two more readings. If anybody is here and hasn't told us they want a card, come on in.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody I hope that someone that said they were coming, told me they were coming, got a reading, because I don't really know them by their name necessarily, because some people don't use their name as their handle online.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So
so gold 21 for Teresa Coulter.
Right, I'm doing it.
Okay, Teresa. So the word that keeps coming is kindness. And it's just kindness, kindness, kindness. And it feels like it's kindness to yourself. Kindness to yourself. Where are you? It feels like I just keep seeing your brain like on overload, swirling thoughts. And a lot of them are very critical, especially about the past. I don't know if you've been nostalgic recently, what's been going on, but it feels like you're being really critical with yourself about the past. And I just keep hearing like kindness. So where can you bring that kindness in? Where can you show yourself kindness? And know, like one thing that I talk about with my clients a lot, and I try to remind myself of, is it's really easy with today's eyes, January 27th, 2025, to look back at something in our past and judge it. These eyes are more evolved. We're in a different spot. We know better, right? So to judge ourselves back then with today's eyes is really doing us a disservice. It's not honoring where we've been. It's not honoring who we were. It's not honoring who we are. So if we can find some kindness and just allow ourselves to love that person from the past, and even love the people that, we're nostalgic about, whatever it is. If we can do that, it's only going to help, because kindness, that's based in love. Love is only good, right? So I hope that helps, Teresa. I hope that makes sense. And let me see what your card is. Ooh, what a gorgeous card. I love all those colors. The one that stood out for me is the yellow. And it's all about the solar plexus and our personal power. And really, you stepping into your personal power more and more it's going to require, it's kind of like, school. The more you go along, the harder it gets, or, whatever. And I'm talking school of life, right? It seems like we're going backwards sometimes, because the more self help we do, sometimes the lessons get a little more challenging and we feel like we're going backwards. No, we aren't. It's it's all about the more that you can be kind to your past self and your current self, the more of your personal power you're going to step into. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Teresa. And I will hand you over to the alchemist extraordinaire.
Okay. So, Teresa, these are your two cards. Two cards that I just love both of these cards. I'm not supposed to love any card more than another, but sometimes I do. They do tell me I'm not allowed to. They act like they're my children, but that's for another story. Okay. This card here is your first card. And first of all, I'm going to say that the word I got from this card from line 21 was the word tangible. So right away, I was told that this is a tangible thing for you to help you with these particular gifts. That's what you're getting right now, is a tangible thing. Okay. And hopefully you're going to really understand it and it's going to be a good vibe for you. So this card calls itself goodbye and hello. The only words spoken at the holy portal. And what that really means to us is we do not need any accoutrements. You don't need the cards. You don't need a candle. You don't need to go to church. You don't need anything more than I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment. And in this moment, I can go into the holy portal. And all I really have to say is goodbye to whatever it is I'm currently thinking about and hello. And when you utter the word goodbye to this, just goodbye, and you say hello, you will have stepped into it. You really will. It's really friggin' magical. And that is a tangible act that you can keep doing when you feel, anytime you feel not sure-footed, off balance, simply, we've all been taught that we need a lot of other things in order to go through. But this card tells us we only need to say goodbye to the present reality that our brain has us in. And hello to something else. And the divine will be there when we say hello. Mm-hmm. So that is really how you honor this and bring this to life in your life. And then this card, it's like real bookends right here. And I'm going to say, Teresa, because you chose gold, I really want you to understand that this is actually the very first letter in your name. This actually is the very first foundation of your life. And that they really want me to make that tangible for you, to tell you that's really all it takes for you. There's so many things on earth that tell us everything has to be complex. Everything has to be, there's got to be 33 steps before you get there. No, there's not. There does not have to be. And so that is what they want you to know about this card. The second card, Teresa, is called My Reflection Reveals My Perfection. So once you start to do this and you find out how easy that is, then when you go look in the mirror and you see yourself, you will see the thing that enters this place. You will see the perfection that God sees. You will see it in yourself. And the word is rally. So the word rally comes. So they want you to cheerlead. This is how this gift comes to life, when you are your cheerleader. When the rally song is yay, yay for Teresa Colucci. How do you say? Coulter. Pardon me. I didn't really read the whole name, but they want you to, that's like yay, yay for you. So those are two really tangible actions that you can take to be working with these gifts that you intended to, open. And, when you have a gift like this, where you're able to enter the holy portal like that, let me just tell you that the more and more you do that, you'll be magnetic to other people, and you'll be able to show other people how simple it is too, because you will look different to everybody once you start going in there. You'll probably actually look younger. That's what I'm going to say. I don't even know why I'm saying that, but you probably will look younger. That's
wow.
what they want me to say. I'm saying that.
I just so love these messages that Lisa's giving to the people I know personally because these messages are so powerful and so spot on and just oh wow. And to Michelle, hi Michelle Pippin. Let me know if you want a card reading. You're going to get two today. You're going to get one from me and one from Lisa Starr Francis. And trust me, you'll love them because they are phenomenal. Teresa says, love, love, love. Right?
Okay, great.
And then let's look at what Francis says. Wow. Michelle, I help out 3 different departments at work. And this morning I was called to help out in one that I haven't worked for in quite a while. And I tend to, in the past, double to make sure I am doing it correctly. And today I actually trusted myself. Woohoo! Lisa, the word fierce, I am and have been working on being fierce, on sending more out to the universe than I ever have. And yes, I have always looked at some people and seen them as zombies because they are not connecting deeper than I know. Um, deeper than I know. I think it we know what that anyway.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yay for us, Lisa. I love this. And you know what? Truly, yay for Lisa's cards. Yay for Lisa's cards because that is the tool that we are using today to bring through these beautiful messages from the divine and God. And you know, I don't care what word you use. Okay,
Mhm.
Michelle Pippin, we love to give you a message. So we need you to pick a color. We need you to pick either purple, gold, purple, green, or orange. Gold, purple, green, or orange. And then a number between 1 and 21.
Mhm.
And I just have to say, you guys, I'm so I always say this, and it's the truth. I can't say it enough, but I'm so honored that you show up when I do these, either by myself or with my beautiful guests. And because it's a place of vulnerability, and it's I appreciate it because without you guys, we can't do this. Without you guys being willing to let me do this, I can't fulfill my purpose, right? And this is my purpose. Like this is the reason help because I believe we're all here to help each other in whatever way we can. We all have our own special little something something that we bring. And this is my something something. And without you guys being here, I couldn't do it. So Michelle wants gold 7. Okay? Gold 7. Okay, Michelle, I'm just writing it down so that
You can't even make some of this stuff up. I'm just going to say that right out
all right.
loud.
So gold 7. So Michelle, the thing that when you said sure, the word that what I immediately saw was how you're grieving. And it's like there are things that you've got to allow yourself to grieve. And I know you're a very committed journaler and a fervent journaler, and I love that. And what I'm feeling is like I see this list. You making a list of everything that you're grieving. And this can be the big things, right? Losing your brother, you've lost a lot of family in the last couple years. And I know that. So all that, but it's also the small things. It's like maybe a change in a relationship how a relationship has changed with a friend. It's little things like a place that you love to frequent locally is changed or is closed or something like that. Like it's all those little things want to be acknowledged. All those little areas of grief really want to be acknowledged. Oh, hi, Barb. Welcome. Would you like a reading? If you want one, let us know. And if you do, pick a color. So Michelle, I hope that makes sense for you. It's like just honoring all those little things. And the thing is, like when I said how a relationship with a friend has changed, that doesn't necessarily have to be like what we would consider a negative change in order for us to grieve it. We can grieve the good things too, right? We can grieve the good things too. So Michelle, just hold on one second while I tell Barb. Barb, we need you to pick a color. It's either gold, purple, green, or orange. Guys, I have to count on my fingers so that I remember the colors. I know. Gold, purple, green, orange. Gold, purple, green, orange. And then a number between 1 and 25. Okay.
1 and 21.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Thank you, Lisa. 1 in 21. Okay, Michele. So
Okay.
is this, I didn't pull Michelle's card. Is this the card that you just pulled for Teresa? Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. Okay. Well, this is gorgeous. And what I see is it's interesting because the other card that Lisa pulled a while ago, and she said people see a lot of things in this card. And this card, I always see a labia.
Yeah,
I
of course.
always,
It's the holy portal is a labia.
oh,
I mean, come on.
yeah, right? So it's like, Michele, this is the foundation. This is foundational for you to really stepping into you even more fully this year than you ever have. So and Michele and Barb might know Lisa's cards, but these cards, Michele, have words on the back. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a word, and it's teaming. Okay. Teaming is the word that I picked, that I saw immediately. And I'm just going to say that the the teaming feels like, what that means right now is like there's so much grief. It's just kind of all built for all these different things, because we know that when we go through a big grief, it's not singular. It's not alone. It brings with it all the other grief that we felt. It like reopens the wounds and brings it all its friends together. And so this is really foundational for you. Your grief is teaming together. It's up. And so let it out. Let it out. Thanks, Michele. All right. I'm going to turn you over to the alchemist extraordinaire, Lisa.
Okay, Michelle's cards are right here. All right, so Michele, I'm basically pulling cards. I do a thing called your name code, and I use the letters of your name. So for today's thing, I'm just using the first letter and the last letter of your full name that's in the chat here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got an M card and an N card, and they're speaking to agreements, which are more like the gifts that you said to Spirit when you lined up in the line to say, I want to go. And you came here as you came here with all these gifts that you were going to open, as did we all. And this is just speaking about two of them. And this one here, this card is called Divine Ideas Grow Like Seeds. Some tending is required. And that is about the agreement that that we do have to nurture ourselves. We have to nurture life. It doesn't just happen. Divine ideas do grow like seeds, but we have to nurture life for it to grow the kind of garden that we want. And the word that you got with that was mercurial. Mercurial. And so it is about being playful. It's about being chatty. It's about laughing. There's just a bit of a joyousness about it all. So you are meant to be able to feel like joyous and grow the garden that would make you feel most happy. You know, I mean, when we think about the way that we've been trained in life, the green lawn became a symbol that every house had to have. But there were the odd neighbor that actually had their lawn with the plants and things on it that they wanted. And those would be the happiest people in your neighborhood. Those would be the happiest people in your neighborhood. So that's what this first one is about. It's about tending to the garden that you want to grow. And in your case, you meant for it to be, fun, pretty, lots of different flowers. Not everything has to be the same. And what's really crazy is the second card that you have is called Flowers Are Harbingers. Flowers are harbingers. And
You can't make this up.
You can't make it up. So flowers are harbingers. And you're meant to see the signs. That's what life is about for you, seeing signs. You don't get flowers or harbingers. I mean, that's just a crazy thing. A harbinger is a sign. I mean, harbinger itself, there's a spell on the word, because people think of harbinger and they often associate it with like shipwrecks and things like that, or the harbinger of bad news. But this is saying to you, flowers are harbingers. A harbinger does not have to be about bad news. And the word you get is newfangled. So they're basically saying to you, have a newfangled idea about what harbingers and signs are. And since I did overhear that you're have recently lost people in your life that were very close to you, I also felt very strongly, as Michele was saying that, and I was writing about this card, the words down for this card. I felt the feeling that flowers are harbingers for you, particularly in this time of your life, and that pay attention to the flowers, because different flowers are going to show up for you to show you that different people are thinking of you, they're around you, that they support you. They're flowers like that. Okay. So that's what I want to say.
Love it. Love it. And Michele, okay, so the next one is going to be Barb, and it's green 17. I just
Yep.
want to share some of these. Michele says, yes, like the fallout of active grief. Absolutely. That, I think that was a comment about my reading. And then Lisa, this is for you. I love this, serious girl that I am. Okay. And then she says, OMG and awesome. Excellent. Okay, Barb, you're up. Okay, so Barb, immediately when I was writing your name down, a word came to me that was cure. And I thought, well, that's a weird word to get. What does that mean? And because my mind, which kind of goes along with all this stuff that Lisa does with, undoing these spells, we have specific things that we think of, like she was just saying with harbinger. With cure, I was thinking, oh, we're curing something. Like, right, there's an illness and we're curing it. But then they were like, oh, no, we don't mean it that way. We mean curing, like giving something time to become what it wants to be, curing it, right? Like putting something aside, letting it rest and become what it needs to be, what it wants to be. And so that's the message today for me, Barb, for you is there is something that needs time. It's almost like a pregnant pause. Like it needs just gestation time. It needs time to cure, to become fully formed, for you to truly understand what it is. And you're trying to rush. You're being impatient with it, which we all do. We want it yesterday, right? So, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it is. But it's just asking you to be patient and just give it a little bit. And so cure is the word. And the card is, oof, what a gorgeous card.
Mm-hmm.
The blue and the red. And the blue is what I see. And to me, it's like the whole throat chakra thing, but it's actually more than the speaking, it's the hearing is what I'm feeling when we're talking about the throat chakra with you. It's all this, right? It's this ear, the mouth, the throat. This is all the fifth chakra, and it's about hearing. So be still, let it cure, and really listen. Subtle. It's subtle. That means you got to really put your listening ears on. Okay. So I hope that helps, Barb. And I'm going to turn you over to the alchemist extraordinaire, Lisa.
Ooh, it's my turn. Okay, Barb. So these are two of the cards that represent as I said at the beginning, numerology always looks at the first and last letter as a foundation, like guideposts. So I'm only talking about these two. All of us would have a card for every single letter in our name code, and also in all four colors. So if your name has 10 letters in it, there would be 40 cards involved. There'd be 40 gifts that you intended to open. So these are only two of them. So Barb, this is you, and this is your first one. And your first card is called Growth is Possible. So you came here with the idea that, you're going to believe in growing. You're not going to have a small map in life. You're going to be an adventurer. You're going to trust the process of life. And that's really what that is about, is that you're going to trust the process of life is about growth, and it's always possible. And the word that you get with this is buddy. So I want to say that this gift, growth is possible. Where you grow the most, if you inventory and look at your life and say, where have I had the most growth? Where has it been most possible for me to grow? They're saying to me, you always have a buddy. You do your grow things with buddies. So either you go places and do, you might do spiritual work with people, you might do body work, but you are in some buddy system. It's like as if you and your best friend always take the same course or stuff like that. But they say it definitely, this gift for you includes having someone to have the growth with. I would say that. So it could even be your life partner that is your buddy in this, and because you like that for some reason. And then this is your other card. I love this card. There's not really another card in the deck that kind of looks like this card. It's very unusual. And this card is called Wisdom Says All Moving Parts Are Connected. And this card is the agreement, the gift is about being able to perceive all the wild connections between everything, to be able to see the golden thread that connects everything. That is what this is about. It's showing you all moving parts are connected. It's like little weird cogs, like nothing is shaped the same, but it seems to all be cogged together. And that is what it's saying to us. All moving parts are connected. And this agreement is really about you having the gift of seeing, really seeing the connections, like being the one in the crowd that says to her girlfriend, did you notice that I saw number 19 down there last week and now we're here and number 19 is showing up again? That's you. You are the one that is connecting the wild stuff from last week that happened to this week, and you're meant to notice those things. And the word is musical that came with this. So I want you to recognize that this gift is open for you when you see everything going together, realizing that all parts are connected. And when my guides use the word all, people don't like this, but they do mean the ugly stuff too, right? All moving parts are connected. So when you recognize that all moving parts are connected, so regardless of, let's say, what political person we like, all moving parts are connected. Okay, so the ones we dislike are also connected. So all moving parts are connected. And when you're able to see that and go, even though I don't like that person or I don't like what that person stands for, they are actually connected to me. I have to come to the realization that all things are connected, wildly connected. And they say music. When you think about a musical, when you think about music, the way that music is, it's the same thing. We're in the music. Life is a musical. Life is music. Everything is connected. Everything is playing the same notes. And just because people want us to pick sides and stuff like that, this card is really about seeing how wildly connected everything is and living in that place and being willing to point out to people, because that is what we need in now times. We need to be able to point out to people that everything is connected and we don't have to share the same opinion at all to recognize that we're connected. We are one thing. That is the greatest truth. Very hard for us because we're in bodies and we don't recognize that truth, but it is a very big truth. And you are, dancing on a big truth right here with that one. So that's a gift you can open. It is open to some degree and you can open it further.
Awesome. Beautiful. And Barb says, okay, Lisa, do we have time for one more?
Sure.
Sherry, I would love to, we would love to do a card reading for you. So you got to pick a color, either gold, purple, green, or orange. Gold, purple, green, or orange, and a number between 1 and 21. Got it right this time. 21. Okay. So put that in the comments. And I have something. Let's see. Barb says she works with fairies. So that might be the buddy, right? I love that. And then amazing, thank you, reflection and growth. And I have to say one thing. This is just my understanding. What I things I've been shown during my meditation and contemplation and life experience. We are asked to choose a side, and that separates us from the divine part in us. So the more that we can not choose a side, the more that we can be neutral. And I know it's hard. Believe me, I know it's hard. But the more that we can do that, the more in alignment we are. And the happier we are, the more joyful we are, the more free we are. So, just my little thought for the day. Okay. So, Sherry would like gold 7. Ooh, we've had so many golds today.
Yeah, we've had lots of golds. Both of these cards we've seen already, so it'll be so interesting because I love it when that happens.
Okay. So, Sherry, let me hold on. Um, I keep, this is so weird. I keep seeing meetup when I, like the minute I was writing your name, I see meetup. So I don't know if you've been doing meetups or if you need to be doing meetups, but it's like your circle. I just see your circle expanding and growing and doing fun things. So, whatever you can do to do that, I think that would be fantastic for you. Okay. And it just feels like your circle needs some expansion. I don't know if that makes sense. And if you've been meeting up or if you need, if you've been thinking about it, whatever, maybe it's just validation, but meet up. You know, this stuff comes to me and I used to just argue with it or go, that's stupid. But I don't do that. I just say what comes in and hope. I just send it out and hope for the best. Okay. So the card, Sherry, that goes with this, oh my goodness, is this. Look at that. And I really see the orange. And the thing is, it's all about joy. Um, it's all about joy. And this is your time for joy. Okay. Your time for joy and your time to really deep dive into what joy means to you. Like what does it mean and what brings you joy? And it's not like happy. Happy is great, but happy is kind of surface. I'm talking joy. I'm talking the really deep stuff, okay? So that's what that feels like. So, and really work on your second chakra. Like bring in orange, eat oranges, wear orange. Surround yourself with orange as much as you can. I keep seeing like an orange pillow. Do you have like an orange pillow? Not sure what that is, but okay. All right. And now I'm going to turn you over to the alchemist extraordinaire, Lisa.
Okay, hi Sherry. So these two cards, gold, they are like the first and last letter. So they're like foundational gifts that you would have agreed to come in here and open. The first card calls itself Truth is most often dictated by personal perception. So this is a gift where we are realizing the gift that the thing this gift asks us to do is to um, allow our truth, your truth, Sherry, is meant to have the allowing the spaciousness enough in it that other people can have their truth. That is an agreement that you made. You can take an inventory of your life and say, look back and go, have I given people spaciousness to have their own personal perceptions about things, or have I tried to put mine on other people? Because let me tell you, we are programmed, we are spellbound to try to convince other people to go our way. Most of us are. So they're saying, the word is sophistication that I got with you. So sophistication. And what does that mean? It means that your truest, authentic sense of sophistication arises when you honor that and you really say, actually, like, you know, when you're with someone and they're saying something and it's really not your opinion, these are the moments to look at yourself and say, does your mind immediately go, I don't believe that? Or does your mind say, I'm okay with this person having a totally different opinion because their life has built their personal perception, and I realize that mine has too. In that way, that's what they're talking about as sophistication. That's the sophistication of honoring this type of gift, and fully opening it means being in that mindset. So they would say that's an act of sophistication. If you can notice, oh, Lisa's saying something I don't believe in, and that's okay. I'm going to let her believe in that because I don't have to believe it, and she can believe it. It's not affecting me in any way that she believes it. It really isn't. We all think like it's just the way we are. So that is really what they're saying about this card for you. And the second card you have is flowers or harbingers. And we've also seen this card. And this is about being willing to notice the signs. Yeah, it's about being willing to notice the signs. Flowers are harbingers. So it's, and I spoke about the word harbinger because it is a word when people hear it, they generally associate it with, you know, shipwrecks and the harbinger of the shipwreck. You know, they do associate it that way. And this card is really about just being able to see the simple signs of life. So flowers are a pretty simple sign. They're everywhere, and they are meant to give us messages. And for you in particular, the word is narrates that I got, narrates. So I really want to say to you that, and the word narrates is not necessarily the full form. Narration would be more what I'm hearing, because it is like this. You go out for a walk. You see some flowers in a park. You sit down to look at the flowers. And as you focus on seeing them as some kind of sign, they begin a narration with you. They speak to you. They show you the sign they are for you. This is a gift that you intended to open, and it's available to you at any time. And you can start with that. My guides always like to give kooky things that you could start with so that you could see for yourself. They're all about us seeing for ourselves. They're not about us convincing someone to see it our way. I mean, that is why they come up with things like this card, because life isn't meant for us to try to make other people see our way. The fact that all of our language has been spellbound by the people that made it is why we're all in the suit that we're in together. Because for sure, mother to mother, sister to sister, father to father, brother to brother, husband to husband, you know, all around the world. If we actually talk to real people do want good for other people. Real people do. That's the truth about it. And, you know, we have to look for the signs, listen for the narration, keep ourselves, you know, in the space of allowing and in the space of listening. And in your case, that's really important. It's important for all of us, but in your case, these are gifts that are yours that you can use. So
I love that. Wow, Sherry, what a great reading. Okay, and Denise says, thank you so much, Michele and Lisa. Very inspirational messages for everybody. Have a great rest of your week, lovely ladies. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, Denise. Sherry says that's really cool, and I'm usually pretty good about that, but can always be better. I second guess myself all the time. So I either miss signs or second guess them. Thank you both so much. Don't we all?
Don't we all?
Right?
Yeah, don't we all?
Don't we? I mean, it's hard to not second guess, but you know, it's
Yeah.
practice. We're not perfect. We're not robots. It's practice. We're human, here to have a human experience, and that means it's going to be messy.
It's going to be messy.
So
thanks so much, Michele, for asking me to come. And, you know, I am really glad I'm glad that I followed Colette and it led me to Colorado and I got to meet you. And I want to just end by saying, if you think that Michelle and I seem to be in sync with one another, I would just like to say that we are. And it isn't because Michelle and I chose to be in sync. It is because we let spirit come into our relationship. And, I know Michelle really well. And Michelle knows me really well. And we don't get together. We don't live anywhere close to each other, but we do get together because I was looking for a certain type of prayer partner some years ago, and I put a post on Facebook. And out of all my friends, Michelle was the only person to answer. And ideally, I wanted a prayer partner for my husband and myself. And when Michelle wrote to me, she said, "Can my husband come too?" And from that time until now, on every Sunday that is possible, we meet and we do a prayer process together. And it is a great blessing in our lives. And if I could wish something for other people anywhere, everywhere, I would wish that you would find someone that prays in a way that you feel in tune with, that you could pray with too. Because in these times, having faith and people to pray with and people to hold your highest good is a true blessing. And in fact, it's a blessing. I like to go with blessing more than blessing. It's a blessing to have prayer partners. And I highly suggest finding a way that works for you and people that, are right for you. And I would not have known that Michelle Snelling was the one that was right for me, but God knew.
Yep.
And she was the only one that answered my post, the only one.
I love that.
Yes.
And I am so grateful for this blessing that we have every, our prayer group. And yes, and it is exactly what Lisa said. Spirit, God guided us, and we were, we had no idea what was to come, but I'm grateful for it all the time. And I'm grateful for your cards. I can't say it enough because I love your cards. Like I said, I love the pictures. I love the words. I love how they feel in my hands. So go to lisastarrfrancis.com, and there you can find out all the things that Lisa offers. You can get the deck. You can get the deck in different forms. There's you can just get the deck. You can get the deck and the play pads and all the fun things that come with it. So you can really do it however you're guided, whatever resonates with you. And if you have a question for Lisa about something she said, message her. lisastarrfrancis@gmail.com. Couldn't be more simple, right? lisastarrfrancis.com, lisastarrfrancis@gmail.com. And, go like her page on Instagram and on Facebook and follow her and have fun because she posts awesome stuff about the cards all the time. And so you can do like a little mini reading for yourself all the time. And it's so fun. So thank you so much for being here, Lisa.
Thank you. And hey, what I want to say though, let me just say something. I don't do personal readings. When I start to offer the name code, that'll be the only kind of personal reading I'm doing on my page. So I'm not taking paid readings. I really only do these kind of readings with, either by myself or with somebody like Michelle. But what I do want to say to you is Michelle does use my cards to do readings. And if you want a reading with my cards by somebody who's really good, Michelle will be your girl. Okay?
Oh,
that's what I'm going to say.
Lisa.
Hire Michelle. Okay.
Thank you.
Because I'm not hireable that way.
Okay. But you can get the name code soon.
Yes. It's
and all those fun things. So
yeah, and if you're interested in getting the name code, you can write to me and tell me that, and I can give you some details about the name code. Yeah. I don't have to necessarily have the page up for me to tell you about it and even do it for you if that's something you want to do.
Yeah, okay. So go visit and sign up for her email and all the things. And thank you to everyone that joined us today. Thank you for those that let us read for you. We love it and appreciate it so much. And thank you for those that watched, because we love that too. Mm-hmm. All the energy comes together to form all the goodness. So thank you. Thank you. And everybody have a wonderful week, and we will see you again soon.
See you soon. Thanks, Michelle.